it's Kristen here, sports dietitian, certified personal trainer, and owner of Elite Nutrition Performance. And I'm here today to talk to you about how to boost your immune system during cold and flu season. So right now it is cold and rainy here in South Carolina, hence I am all bundled up, and it is definitely cold and flu season. I have heard of many of my friends who have had kids that have come down with the flu, and even the parents have come down with the flu themselves, and it's been pretty bad this year. So I want to talk to you about how do you prevent that for yourself, and the way that you're going to prevent that is by focusing on gut health. And this is probably something that you've heard a lot about recently, maybe on social media or in the news or whatever, and maybe you don't even know what that really means, but basically your immune system is where your digestive tract is where our immune system lives. So 70% of our immune system is found within our digestive tract. And if you remember the old saying, you are what you eat, it is very true. What we eat really does affect the rest of our bodies, because think about what we are eating is going through our digestive tract. Our body is digesting that, and then it's getting spread out to the rest of our bodies. So if you're eating a bunch of junk food or not eating healthy foods, or not doing things to improve your gut health or even maybe ruin it, then that is going to cause your immune system to plummet. So we want to talk about how to build your immune system up by focusing on gut health. And the number one way that we're going to do that is by focusing on probiotics. And certainly, you could take probiotics and you could eat yogurt, but that's really not the full picture. And you can actually easily get in healthy, good bacteria through fermented foods at home. And you don't need to go out and buy any fancy sauerkraut. Side note, if you buy sauerkraut just from the grocery store, chances are it's not actually fermented and you're not getting the good probiotics. You would have to go to a health food store, which you'd be paying a premium price for. So I'm going to show you how to do all these things really inexpensively, probably with some ingredients that you already have at your house. So we're going to make 3 things so that you can build up that healthy bacteria within your gut. So the first is actually going to be a fermented honey garlic. And this might sound really bizarre and not very good, but I promise you, this is good stuff. This honey, I've cooked with this in Asian dishes, and it's really, really good. If you look it up on Bon Appetit, their website, it's all over there. So this is a very good thing to have around the house during cold and flu season. You can actually eat these little garlic cloves out of here, which might sound disgusting, but they almost taste like candied because they've been soaking in honey I've had this for a year. And all that fermentation, basically it's causing, so when you ferment things without air, anaerobic fermentation, it is building up good bacteria. And so these garlic cloves plus the honey is filled with tons of good bacteria. So you can certainly cook with it. I wouldn't go crazy with heating it too much because you might kill the bacteria, or you could just go ahead and eat the garlic cloves. But this is definitely something good that you can eat as soon as you have a cold or something coming on, or even just as a daily preventative. So all you're going to do with this is fill up your jar with garlic cloves, and then just fill up the rest of the space with honey. And then you're going to leave just a little bit of space at the top, and you're going to screw on your lid. This is kind of stuck on here. See if I can even get it off. Nope, not gonna be able to get it off. I'm gonna run under hot water. But you're gonna put on your lid just loosely so that you can burp it. And you're going to invert it. So you're gonna turn it upside down first so that everything is covered. And then you're going to make sure that the lid is on tight that time. And then when you flip it upright, then you're going to burp it. So that bacteria does produce, some gases in there. You want to let that escape. I would definitely recommend putting this in some type of a container to catch any excess honey that oozes out, because it will happen. And you just leave that in your pantry somewhere dark for a couple months, and then it's ready to go. Like I said, I've had this jar for a year, and you can actually just keep adding honey to it. I will give you the recipe in the comments for these. So the next up is apple cider vinegar. This, you can see all the good stuff down at the bottom here. Apple cider vinegar, I actually just made this with scraps from apple cores. When I went to the apple orchard, I had gotten a ton of apples. And so all you're going to do with this is so easy, so easy. You just take a mason jar like this, you fill it up with apple scraps, so like the core and the peel and whatever other parts of the apple that you're not going to eat, or you could take the entire apple, throw it in there, whatever you want to do, but cut it up. And then you're going to fill it up with a solution of water and sugar. And I will also give you the ratios on that, the recipe down below. And then you also are either going to want to cover it with a lid loosely, or what I actually did was I bought these ball canning kit. So it comes with a spring that you can put down in the jar, and it pushes all the ingredients down. And then it has this nice cap on here that actually allows, it's like a venting cap, and it allows the gases to release on their own. So I don't actually have to burp it myself. So you could probably do that with the garlic honey also. Anyway, so you want to let this sit in your pantry, somewhere dark, for 2 weeks, and then it ferments, and then you want to drain out the apple pieces and let it ferment for another 2 weeks. You actually just leave it in your pantry after that. You don't need to refrigerate it or anything. And if you see this like gross looking, I don't know if you can see that, probably not. Looks like there's gross floaty stuff in there. That's actually just that's completely normal. It's part of the fermentation process. That's actually called the mother. So nothing bad. However, if you do see mold growing on top of any of these things, then you want to discard the whole thing, because mold is not good. But this is just white, floaty. That's completely fine. So this you can use for salad dressings. You can, I know some people take a shot of it. I don't know that I would do all that, but you can use it in so many different applications. And I actually make my own bread, so I use it in that. So just tons of different things that you can use apple cider vinegar for. And so, like I said, any of this floaty stuff down at the bottom or floaty at the top, completely fine. But this is filled with tons of good bacteria, and so easy to make at home, and basically free, because most people have apple cores laying around, after eating apples. And if you don't have a ton of apples, you can actually freeze the apple cores and the skin until you're ready to, you have enough to make this whole jar. The last one is, this is fermented cabbage, essentially just sauerkraut, but I made it with red cabbage here instead of white cabbage. So same deal. You're going to take your cabbage, you're going to slice it up, fill up the mason jar, and then you're going to fill it up with a solution of salt water. And I will give you the amounts, the ratios again for the recipe for that. And for this, I definitely did use this kit here. So I took the spring and I pushed it down in there so that everything was submerged underwater, because you do not want anything sticking out of the water. It will get moldy. I had that happen with one of these and I had to toss it. So you definitely want to use the spring, push everything down, and then put one of those burping caps on there. I got that from Target. It was like 10 bucks, super, super cheap. So anyways, I just used that, and then I let this again also ferment for 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks I put it into the refrigerator, and then I can just pull from it and I can have a bite of it here and there, or I can put it on my salad, or do all different types of things with it. So these are 3 easy things that cost basically nothing. You probably already have these ingredients at your house, and you can build up your gut health with eating these probiotic rich foods that, like I said, it's cost nothing, and you don't have to go out and buy even crazy probiotics or go to a health food store and buy the high priced items to try and build up your immune system or your gut health. So I highly recommend trying these things at home. I will include the recipes below, but please be a friend and go ahead and distribute this video, forward it to your friends so that they can have good gut health, and they can also try to boost their immune system this cold and flu season. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good rest of the day.